If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, well, welcome to Live for Gaz. Now, I try my best to upload a new video every single Wednesday, and if you want to keep up to date with that, make sure you hit the subscribe button, and more importantly, ring the bell to get all the notifications.
Hey guys, welcome to Live for Gaz, and today I'm doing something different. I'm out here at Fleetwood Channel picking up a charter boat called the Blue Mink, and we're going to head out to sea and do a quick boat session. So, fingers crossed, we are going to see some fish today.
So we've taken our way away from Fleetwood now, and we're out on the first mark. This mark we're going for mackerel, so that's why I got the feathers on, and essentially all we're doing is dropping down to the bottom, bringing it back up whilst jerking it at the same time, and hopefully picking mackerel up in the process. Now you may notice on the boat there's not just me, there's a few other people, and due to social distancing there's less people than there can be on the boat, as everyone is spaced over 2 meters apart. Now the boat which I'm out on today is the Blue Mink, and if you want to find out about this, just check out the description and I'll link his Facebook page into that, because he's a fantastic skipper. Very first drop and drift, I managed to pick up a mackerel in that one, and we also picked up a few other species. So as you see this drift section carry on, what you'll see is the fact that not only am I catching a few mackerel, and there weren't too many about today, but I also caught whiting and somehow managed to pick up a weaver on the feathers right out over a massively deep channel. Now, unfortunately, the weather conditions leading up to today weren't fantastic for boat fishing in this area. It's been very flat calm, it's been easterly, and Andy did warn us to start with on the way out that these conditions can be a little bit sort of hit and miss. So really, what this session is just testament to how Andy moves from one mark to the next to be able to locate and find the fish that are feeding. Here's the next fish up. This one was the first whiting that I caught. So in total on this first mark where we were drifting, I ended up with 4 mackerel, 2 whiting and a weaver.
So guys, at the end of that little bit of a drift for mackerel, there's a few drifts we did, I ended up with 4 of them, and these ain't going to be bait because I like eating these guys.
So getting over to the next mark, we've changed tactics. Now, from now on out in this session, what I'll be doing is I'll be fishing with a weight with a zip slider on it, so it can slide up and down the line, and then a flowing trace down on the bottom. Now the baits which I'm using today, I've got herring, mackerel, squid, I got worm and crab as well. But the worm, to be fair, didn't really make too much of an appearance, and that's because I wasn't really fishing for fish that take worm. Today, ideally, I'd love to have caught tope, smooth hound, and bull huss, and these were the 3 fish species which I was going for. Now, it didn't take long casting out over this mark to get my first inquiry, and like always, out fishing off a blackpool, if you're using fish plates, you'd always do run the risk of catching dogfish, and that was the first fish that I brought over the rail. Now, of course, it wasn't just the dogfish being caught, although that was all I seemed to be interested in my bait. The guy next to me, he pulled in a couple of rays as well. So fishing over this mark, I'd caught quite a few dogfish already, and I was looking for other species, and not going to lie to you, I was hoping maybe that we could see tope, smooth hound or bull huss out here, as these are some of the species I was interested in catching. Now, having said that, this next cast, or drop, I should say, it actually pulled up one of those target species, and this next fish coming up is a smooth hound. Now, it wasn't the biggest one I've caught, but it's a fish which has taken all the pressure off for the rest of the season now, as now I've managed to catch all of the target species of fish that I've been looking for throughout this year. And that means now anything I catch on top of that, any new species, is a bonus, because I always like to set myself a target of a certain number of species each year. With the 8th dogfish and that smooth hound as well, that wraps it up for this second mark that we fished. But we were moving on to a third mark to have a go and see if there were any other of the fish species we were targeting further out there. And after another handful of dogfish, I finally picked up another one of my target species, managed to pull up a little tope. Now this one was probably about £1.5, £2. Again, I didn't weigh him, I just had a look and stuck him back. But he wasn't the biggest tope on the boat that day. A guy just up from me managed to land a £31 tope, which was an absolutely amazing fish. Unfortunately, my camera battery died and I managed to miss that one, but trust me, that fish did come aboard. Well, this bite definitely felt stronger and the retrieve was definitely heavier, and that's because not only had I caught another dogfish, but this dogfish had also been 3/4 swallowed by a bullace as well. Now, I probably could have landed this bullace had I sort of called the net over. I might have been able to cheeky him up onto the boat, but I didn't. I let him spit that dogfish out, unhook the dogfish, and then throw it back down there. See if I can get another one of these huss to take him. On the very next cast, I managed to pick up another heavy bite and heavy retrieve, and I finally got the final target species of the day, and this was a bullace. Now, this was also my biggest fish of the day as well, and he weighed in at £8. Now, bullace, these guys are renowned for when you catch them, they can come all the way up to the surface, holding the bait, and then spit it out right at the last moment. So unless I feel a lot of weight there, what I tend to do is I tend to strike and then let it drop back down, and then strike again, let it drop back down. And this fish, I've done that to, I think, twice before I felt a good hook set. Well, after that second bullace, I'd ended up with a total for the day of 4 mackerel, 2 whiting, a weaver, 14 dogfish, 1 smooth hound, 1 tope and 2 bullace. One weighing in at £8, one weighing in estimated about £5. And that's an absolute fantastic day out on this charter boat. Now remember, check out the description because I'm going to leave a link to the Blue Mink 2's Facebook page, and if you want to book on this boat, make sure you hit him up.
Well guys, unfortunately that's it for us this week, and I do hope you guys have enjoyed this. I definitely love being out on the Blue Mink. But if you've liked this episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button down here. Check out my latest fishing video over here, and of course my sea fishing playlist up top.